Hey everybody, Drew here with Epic Arms and Outdoors. Today we're going to be going over a new flashlight that I received from Sofirn a while back. This is the SC31 Pro. It took a couple weeks to try to learn the interface. It is extremely customizable for your needs and preferences. It is definitely pocket friendly with the included pocket clip on there, and it is a very interesting light, if I do say so myself. So to start with, we're going to go over some basic specs and kind of go through the interface as best as I can. The SC31 Pro did not come with a user manual, in my box at least. I'm not sure why. I guess Sofirn just kind of forgot to put it in the box with mine. So I had to go to the interwebs and find the actual user interface that it uses. And I'm not even going to try to butcher the name, so I'm just going to show you. Anduril. We'll go with Anduril. So this is the cheat sheet that I'm going with, and this gives you all the information for how to customize the light. So we will leave that there for just a second so you can pause and refer to that if you do pick up an SC31 Pro. So as you can see from that, you do have a couple different options as far as changing the brightness level. You can do a smooth transition or a stepped transition, similar to other flashlights on the market. I do like the smooth transition between the brightness levels. It's a little bit less harsh on the eyes, and just is a nice feature to have. So without further ado, we'll go over some specs. As mentioned, it is a 18650 rechargeable light, and it does include an 18650 in there. And this is just a Sofirn branded rechargeable light, 3000 milliamps, 3.7 volts, your typical 18650. But I do like the fact that you do not need to take the battery out to recharge it, unless you've got like one of those Nitecore multi-battery chargers or something like that. You can charge it directly from the flashlight with the provided USB-C cable, which is nice. So in the box, I don't have it with me, but you do get the pocket clip, a little lanyard. There is a lanyard hole on the tail cap, as well as the USB-C cable to charge it with. So it is a side switch only flashlight. Would have liked to have seen a tail cap on this. They may have another version or another model that you could switch out that tail cap and get the tail cap capabilities. I'd just prefer a tail cap switch in addition to a side switch instead of side switch only. But for EDC uses, there is no issues with the side switch only. The pocket clip is not reversible. It is bezel down only, which I prefer bezel down. And just to give you a quick size comparison, got a couple lights from a couple different companies. This is the Warrior Mini from Olight, and a little bit longer than the Warrior Mini, and then a little bit shorter than the Streamlight ProTac 2LX. So just a quick size comparison there for you. All three of these are 18650 powered flashlights. A little bit bigger in diameter as well than the Warrior Mini, and then a little bit smaller in diameter than the 2LX. So we'll go ahead and get those out of the way and go through some of the different settings. As mentioned previously, the SC31 Pro does have quite a few of customizable features to the interface. So to start with, I have messed around with this a little bit. I'm going to revert it to factory settings. And to do so, you just untwist the tail cap a little bit. You're going to hold your side switch down and close the tail cap back. You'll see it kind of ramp up, and then a solid light, and it will turn back off. So we are now in the factory configuration settings, and we will kind of go over everything that I can in this video. So to start with, you are going to be in just a kind of middle lumen mode here, and we'll use my hand as a reference. And this is the ramp setting, the smooth ramp setting. So if you hold your side switch down, it will switch between your moonlight, which you can barely see on camera, all the way to high. And you can hold it down and stop, and then if you turn the light off and back on, it will revert to that last brightness setting. So if I leave it on high, it will come back to high every single time. Now, with the light on, you will triple click to switch from that smooth ramp to the stepped ramp. So we're going to triple click, and you'll see that little light flicker, and we are all the way on high now, and we're going to step down. So it is a actual step versus the smooth ramp. So you do have that difference, and again, triple click, you'll see a flicker, and we're back into the smooth ramp. Now, as you can tell, when the light is in a brighter setting, your switch will actually go brighter as well. And then when you turn the light off, it is incredibly hard to see. Actually, I think it's off. Yeah, it's off right now. You can actually change the side switch to allow for a dim light to be constantly on, off, high, or a blinking light. So when the light is off, there is no light here, and to switch between the side switch brightness settings, you will click 7 times, and that will change between off, low, high, and blinking. So we'll go ahead and do that now. And kind of hard to see on camera, but that is your low setting. Let's see if we can cup that. There we go. You can kind of see that it is very, very dim, but at night you can find your flashlight that way. So we'll tap it 7 times again to switch between those. And now you have your high, which is a lot easier to see on camera. We'll do it once more. And here you have your blinking side switch. And we'll do it one more time to turn it off. And we are back to off. Another feature of the SC31 Pro is the 5 different strobe options. So to get to strobe, you're going to double click and hold, and then you can cycle through the different strobe settings from there. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And to start with, you do have a candle mode, which it just basically flickers. And then you can also ramp that up and down depending on how bright you want that to be. And you can set that however you want to. You can actually see it a lot better when it's on a low lumen mode. But they do make diffusers for the SC31 Pro. So if you wanted to, you could add a diffuser to that and simulate a candle. So to switch between the two, you're going to double tap. So we're going to go from candle to the bike. So there's your bike light if you wanted to set this up on a bike if you are going to be riding around at night. You have a party strobe. You have a tactical strobe as well. And then last but not least, you have the lightning storm mode. And this is actually pretty freaking cool. We'll let it sit there for a second, let it do its thing. So that's pretty cool as well. And then we can turn the light off, and that is the strobe function. Next up, we have the momentary lockout mode. So when the light is off, you're going to press 4 times, and you will get into lockout mode, and that is only momentary for your moonlight mode. And then to revert back, 4 more presses, and you are back to normal. And we've got our ramp feature on right there. Next up, we have muggle mode, and this is for those who are not super familiar with incredibly bright flashlights, and this is per Sofirn's manual portion. So to get into muggle mode, we're going to tap the side switch 6 times. And we are now in muggle mode. So basically, you only have a small window of brightness there, and that's about all you're going to get. So you basically have moonlight up to about I would say probably 250, 300 lumens, which is plenty enough for EDC use, but that is Muggle mode. That is your basic UI for the SC31 Pro, and now it is time to take this bad boy outside. We are in the backyard now, and that light in the right hand corner is from our neighbor's back porch, and that is, I'm going to guesstimate 50 to 60 yards away. Up in front of us, we do have a set of trees here that it's about 25, 30 yards away, and we're going to be focusing on that. So just giving you a brief rundown of the brightness settings. Not going to go through everything, just the different brightness settings for you right quick. This is a medium lumen just to start with, and going to show you the ramp up, the smooth ramp. So there is high. I can easily see those trees in the building behind me. Pretty good hot spot in the middle, but it does have a very wide spill. And then we'll ramp down, and the light is still on, but very hard to pick up on camera. We'll go back up right quick to high, and then double press for turbo, and you do get a little bit more brightness out of that turbo. And then cut the light off, back onto that high, and then triple click, and we will go to the hard step, and just to kind of show you a difference outside what that makes. And then double press for turbo. Only other thing that I want to show you guys is how bright the actual side switch is in the dark. So that is the low, and we'll press 7 times to get to the high. There's your high. And then 7 more times, and I'll show you the blinking. So there is your blinking module. And we'll switch back to the tabletop. So we are back inside on the table. Just wanted to kind of give my final thoughts of the SC31 Pro before we go. Really enjoy this flashlight. There are, like I say, a ton of different customizable features, configurations, the whole nine. I do like that it is USB-C rechargeable. I believe that a lot more companies and flashlights should go to the USB-C. Is it quicker? I don't know. I prefer the USB-C. What else? The construction is made very well. I would like to see a tail cap switch versus just the side switch, but overall really enjoy this light and look forward to using it some more in the field and getting to know it a little bit more. But other than that, I mean, definitely a good buy. I will leave a link to the SC31 Pro in the description box below. And if you guys have any questions, per usual, leave those in the comment section. Thanks, and have an awesome day.